Self-worth is such a big topic in this generation. And connected to that word is also self-love. Connected to that word is unahin ko muna ang sarili ko. Connected to that word is ako naman muna. So those are I think the phrases that we hear when it comes to self-worth. But I remember there's a story about a coin. If you're familiar with this, and I'm sure you're very familiar with this, and to our viewers, probably you've heard this. A coin that is lost will actually be searched by the owner, and the owner will rejoice when the coin is found. And to us, it's just gonna be like, what? Are you kidding me? It's just a coin. I mean, hayaan mo nang mawala yan. Tapos marami ka pa naman siguro pera. Pero yung mawala yung coin, tapos hahanapin mo, tapos mag-rejoice ka pagkatapos pag nakita mo, what? Anong klaseng coin ba yan? And that story is very much related to the story of a sheep. And if we know that the sheep is one of the dumbest, if not the dumbest animal in the world, and that story actually revolved in that story of one sheep that is lost, and the shepherd left the 99 and went on looking for that one lost sheep. The value of the sheep is not dependent on the sheep in itself, because we know that the sheep is dumb. We know that the sheep does not have that much of a value. Mas marami pang hayop ang mas mahal kaysa sa sheep. Pero the value of the sheep is not dependent on itself. The value of the coin is not dependent on itself. The value of the sheep and the coin is actually dependent on the one who is searching for it. The value of the sheep is dependent on the shepherd. And that principle is very much true for all of us as women. Our value is not dependent on who we are. It's not dependent on what we can do. It's not dependent on how beautiful, how intelligent we are, how much money we have in the bank, how famous we are. Our value as a woman is dependent on the one in whom we belong. The question is, it's not who we are, but it's whose we are. Kanino ba talaga tayo? At kung ang may-ari sa akin ay valuable, valuable ako. Kung ang may-ari sa akin ay binibigyan ako ng value, valuable ako. So I hope that will change the perspective of women when it comes to how valuable we are. It's not dependent on who we are. It's not dependent on what we can do, but it's actually dependent on whose we are. And if we know whose we are, then we will see our value as a woman. I am so just blessed, Jaisal, to know whose I am. I think in the onset, as I was sharing about my relationships in the past, I always connect myself with, I belong to this person. I belong to this man. I am valuable because I belong to this person. I remember my very first boyfriend was a teacher. And sa mga estudyante kung nanonood nito, hindi ko ito karapat-dapat na nasundin. I-share ko lamang ko ito para matutunan ninyo ang leksyon na dapat nyo matutunan. Pero wag nyo tong gagayahin dahil hindi ito mabuti. So my very first boyfriend was a teacher. And I feel that because I belong to this teacher, I was a student at that time. I lived in the province. Alam mo yon, pag teacher ka or police ka, or you have a government, you are employed in the government, sa amin malaking bagay yon. Kasi ibig sabihin nun may sahod ka buwan-buwan. So, or professional ka. Ganon kalaki yung value na binibigay namin. But I feel that I belong to someone else. I belong to this teacher. And so my value is dependent on this person. But when we broke up, it just, made me feel, where is my value now? Sino nang pupuntahan ko? Kanino ko na ikakabit ang sarili ko para makuha ko ulit yung value ko bilang isang tao? But I realized that when we us as lost sheep, just like the one in the story, when we are found by our shepherd, and that is the Lord Jesus, that searching and when we are found gave us the value. Sino ba tayo para hanapin ng shepherd natin? We are nothing but sinful human creatures, but he went out his way to search for us, and when he found us, he rejoiced. That's how valuable I am. That's how valuable we are, because our Father sent his Son, Jesus, to die on the cross so that we could be in his family, and so we can be found, because all of us are actually lost. So that's how I see my value now, Jaisal, as a woman.
Thanks for that, Miss Venus. If I'm someone maybe defining my value in what I see around me and with other people, and I want to change it. I want to change my mindset in terms of how you are saying it. What would you advise to someone that might want to believe, want to take hold of that kind of definition of value or self-worth?
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked that, Jaisal, because us women, we know that we are capable of doing a lot of things. We can work excellently. We can do job excellently. We can have a relationship that is excellent. But the problem with that is, if we attach our value in our job, paano pag nawala yung trabaho mo na yun? Where is your value now? If you attach your value in a relationship, in my case, to a boyfriend, paano pag naghiwalay kayo? Where is your value now? If your value is attached on, let's say, your family members, what if your family members got disappointed with you? What if you lost a family member? Where is your value now? So what I'm trying to say is, attach your value in something or someone that is unchanging and something that is stable. Because all of these things are unstable and all of these things are changing. So if you attach your value, let's say, in your ministry, paano pag hindi na yun yung ministry na ginagawa mo? Ano na yung value mo? What if you attach your value in your education? Paano kung obsolete na yung napag-aralan mo at yung kurso na uso ngayon ay hindi na yung kurso na kinuha mo? Or paano kung nagkasakit ka, hindi mo na nagagawa yung trabaho that before you do that excellently, nasa na yung value mo ngayon? So to those who want to have a changed perspective when it comes to their value as a person, I would say that you attach your value on someone that is unchanging and someone who is stable. And we all know that everything on earth is changing, and someone who is outside of this earth is actually unchanging and stable. And that is the Lord. Because if you don't attach your value in the Lord, it will just vanish. It will just change until you reach a point that you don't look at yourself as someone who is valuable. Paano kung wala nang nagpapahalaga sa'yo? Paano kung yung mga anak mo nagkaroon na ng mga pamilya? Paano kung wala ka ng asawa? Then you wouldn't see your value at all. But if you know that you are valuable in the eyes of your Maker, you are valuable in the eyes of the Lord, kahit tumanda ka na, kahit magkaedad ka na, makulubot ka na, hindi na sa ganda ng mukha mo, kung anong kagandahan mo ngayon, hindi na yan ang ganda mo in the future, hindi mo yung titingnan doon. Because you see that you are precious in the sight, in the eyes of the one who made you. So look for that. And if you can't find it, I pray that you will really search the Lord. Because in His Word, He says, search me and you will find me. Knock and it will be open. Ask and it will be given. So I just pray that you guys would really knock into the Lord's door and say, Lord, introduce yourself to me. I want to have this value that Venus is actually talking about.
To catch the latest from us, please like, share, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and we'll see you soon. God bless.